about this show is that we have a live audience, and you're welcome to come down to Taproot. That's the problem with movies. They don't get to hear people clapping. And when I go to the movies and I hear people clapping, I'm like, really? They can't hear you. It doesn't make any sense to me. Our panel, of course, Dave Worrell, Dana Stabenow, and Senator Johnny Ellis are here. And talking about the growing film industry in this state and what it really means. It does mean a tremendous amount of jobs. And we've been having this really wonderful film festival for years. And I want to know, I love it. I get the pass. And I have a proposal for whoever's doing Everybody Loves Wolves, Wolves, Whales, Happiness movie. I can't
That's the next movie.
Yeah, Everybody Loves Wolves. Yeah, it'll be Sarah Palin with a chopper. No, with this film, when it comes out, they should do it. They should have like a huge giant ice screen, and we can watch it outside and like be Alaska, for God's sakes. Bring a sleeping bag. Don't be a wuss, and fill it with hand warmers, and you'll be fine. Would that be fun? Would you go?
Great. Absolutely. We're there.
Yeah, you'll have your feet in the popcorn buckets. I know. Just to stay warm.
Foot warmers.
Yeah, exactly. We could do that. But talk about the play between the film festival and then what's happening with this bill and how much the incentives are actually really employing people, because you actually see those hard numbers.
We do. You know, it is still a new program. So far, we've issued 7 tax credits. They've all been smaller tax credits, mostly nonfiction television. But, you know, we do have quite a few feature films pre-qualified. And, you know, people don't realize all of the different occupations that a film uses. I mean, Johnny was mentioning carpenters, electricians. People don't think about caterers, you know, accountants. There's a whole universe of people. Filmmakers are going to need all the services that visitors need. So your food and your lodging, and it adds up dramatically.
Yeah, well, all you have to do is sit through a film and watch the end credits, and you're like, what's a key grip, for God's sakes? I still don't know. What's a key grip?
Guys that put these lights up.
Is that what it is, really? Oh, do I have
I can't believe you knew that.
I love my key grips. Look at all these lights.
So, Dave, we need you to get us the premiere of Everybody Loves Whales in 2012 at the 4th Avenue Theater. We can invite this entire audience to join us down there. And, yeah.
I do believe that particularly this film has really embraced Alaska. They're shooting essentially the entire film in Alaska. And, you know, they could have taken parts of it and shot it in LA, but they made the decision to shoot it all in Alaska, and for that, they deserve our applause.
Yeah.
And I think they will be willing to do some sort of soft premiere here in Alaska. I certainly hope so.
And is it true that Ted Danson is playing the character based on Bill Allen?
I do not know.
Okay. I'm just trying to get a little buzz going there.
That would be great. I do know there's someone that's playing Ronald Reagan's aide, or to that effect, and they actually created an Oval Office on set.
There is an Oval Office built here in town.
I know. I wanted to be there tonight to film, but
my old high school buddy Jackie Purcell, and it seems like the entire Channel 2 KTUU.
Well, they were all here back
then. Will be in the movie. They're very excited over there.
But seriously, Channel 2, and they were all here then, up there like, oh look, a whale.
Julie and Megan and all of it.
It's great. It's great, and it's gonna be so much fun to go see the movie, watch people we know in the movie about people we know in real life.
And it is a great, exciting opportunity to market the film festival. I'm a supporter of the film festival here. Rand Thornsley and all the folks over there, Michelle, and all the folks with the Anchorage Film Festival. There's an opportunity to really get a buzz going internationally, and to bring more filmmakers here to see what we have to offer, and to train up this workforce of hair and makeup and electricians and sound people.
Oh my God! Don't let anybody looking for hair and makeup actually walk around Anchorage.
Okay. Well, I'm not really in charge of that, but we'll take that under advisement.
I'm kidding. All you ladies are lovely.
But there are just a lot of opportunities to market Alaska in a clean, sustainable way. This isn't dirty coal on the Chewitna. This is year-round, can be year-round, especially if there's an ongoing film television series, because that's, as Dana says, and points out to me, that's 10 months out of the year. That's not a boom and bust cycle that some of these other projects could be. And Northern Exposure was spending $1 million during their 10-day episode cycle in the state of Washington, filmed about Alaska. So I think Kate Shugak is our key to a sustainable future for a clean industry.
Obi-Wan.
But no pressure.
No pressure. And I get excited, but I try not to oversell or overpromise this, because we want it to be incremental, sustainable, so that we build up a clean, sustainable industry in the state of Alaska to deal with the day that we don't have the hydrocarbons that we have at this time.
Well, I wish they'd just suck them all out and just suck it out dry.
Get on with it.
Just get it out of here so we can actually get back to, like, real life. Let's talk about that, though, that this is an industry. What does it take away? I mean, it seems like one of the very few industries, other than ecotourism, where people are, or just tourism in general that isn't including harvesting, where people come up, they have an experience, or they capture something, with a camera. And when I'm over at Brooks Camp, there are people shooting bears millions of times with a camera, and nobody gets blood on their hands. I mean, the sustainability of that and doing this what does it take away from us? Is there anything that it's doing that's negative that you see, other than,
I'm probably not the best person to ask that, but I honestly believe that it is a great part of Alaska's future economy. I mean, it gives great opportunities, film jobs, especially when, as Senator Ellis says, we build year-round jobs. They pay well, they can support a family. And that's really what we need to do. And also, there are hundreds of Alaskans who are leaving the state because their chosen career doesn't exist here. They're going to film school in New York. They're going to film school in LA. Hundreds of them would love to come back and work here.
We're building a database. The Evergreen Films is building a database. I get a lot of feedback from fans and on my Facebook page and on my website, and people are writing to me, Alaskans who have studied film and now have jobs outside the state, and they want to know, is this going to happen? Is this, can I give you my contact information? If it happens, who can I talk to? So I forward everything to Norman and Tom at Evergreen, and they're building a database of Alaskans, or even people who were Alaskans who were living outside who would like to come back. I was signing in San Diego last year with my last book, and people drove down from LA just to meet me and say, I heard that there's going to be a television series filmed in Alaska. I'd love to come home and work. Wow. And do you see opportunities as well with the University of Alaska and young people coming up through the ranks? Absolutely. I mean, if you have a production that's in production for 10 months out, 10 months of the year, then why wouldn't you have a film school, and why wouldn't you start mentoring those students? Why wouldn't you, hire them all as gophers, and give them real life, practical, hands-on experience in their chosen profession, which is only going to be great down the road.
A few years ago, this seemed like fantasy to talk about this, and a lot
seemed like something that would happen only in Hollywood.
Yeah, exactly, a Hollywood story. But who would have thought that the captains of, the Deadliest Catch would have their own action figures and their own video game? That seems outlandish, but it's absolutely true.
Especially if you grew up with them in Homer.
Or who would think that the folks driving the trucks up and down the Dalton Highway would become breakout celebrities of reality TV? The world is changing, and we're trying to get in the game.
No, and we are. And I have to say, Dana, I think your holdout had a lot to do with. I mean,
integrity is paying off.
Tell me what. I mean, don't tell me what they are. I want to know, why was it so important to you that this happened in Alaska? Because your stories are mysteries. They're not. It's not like you were doing this documentary and you want it to happen right here with this bus in this woods. This is something that happened in your head first in this place. And why was it so important for you to do that?
Alaska is as much a character in the books as Kate and Mutt and Jim and Jack and the rest of them. And I wanted Alaska up there on the screen with them. If it ever made it up there, then I wanted it right there. And I wanted to put Alaskans to work. It's not entirely altruistic, I mean, God, if this really does happen, wow, it's going to, I might actually someday get to retire. Jeez, you know, that's like not a concept for a writer, let me tell you.
We want you to keep writing.
It was inconceivable of me for anyone to do any kind of film treatment of the Kate Shugak series and not film it in Alaska. It just, I can't. Impossible.
And do you get to have input on the casting and those decisions?
And so far they are including me. I've had hands on almost all of the scripts. In the business, I know this now. This is what you call it. I've given notes, and that's what
you've called pre-production limbo.
Yeah.
So
they have. I think I can tell you this. I think this is pretty well known. They have a German underwriter who will underwrite half the cost. They're gonna. This is going to be shown globally. It's not. They're not. It's not going to be. So now that's evidently that is what you do now, is you go and you look for money outside the country, and then you take it to Hollywood and say, okay, we got these guys in Germany that are interested in doing this. You know, here's the script. What do you think? So what they're doing now is run it around the networks in LA, and I can't say which ones, but the interest has been pretty high.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. I mean, you know,
nobody's written a check yet.
Well, they're brilliantly written, and so if you can, and there's such a following that if you could actually, you know, make this happen on the screen, whether it be the small one in your living room with, you know, or out, how wonderful. I mean, it's really great. But I really want to tell you that from everything I've heard about how this has all gone along, you're part of this piece that is put people in a position to say, you know what, Alaska's where we're going to do this, and I'm sure that they weren't used to that. Did it surprise people when you're like, no, not if it's not in Alaska?
Well, I'll tell you, my agent was never very happy with me because it was money out of his pocket, and I just said no. And after a while, he learned not to whine.
Right. Either that or learn to write a book himself.
Yeah, that's right. If he wants to, he can come up and live here. He can walk the walk and write the book.
And aren't you involved in a Murder Mystery Writers Association and
Alaska Sisters in Crime?
Yes.
In fact, I am the incoming vice president of the international organization Sisters in Crime. Okay. I was just that.
I thought I was
summer.
going to call you guys once, but I think that was for something different. Just kidding. I'm totally kidding.
But Sue Henry is involved.
She is actually a plank holder in Alaska Sisters in Crime.
Okay.
It was pretty much her idea to start that organization.
Murder on the Iditarod Trail and all of that. So do you see other, I mean, there's lots of great talent in Alaska. You see other potential?
There's always
after
potential.
You blaze the trail?
I think so. Wow. It continually astonishes me how much good writing comes out of Alaska. I don't know. I think there's something in the air or something in the water or something that leads to people writing extremely good prose about Alaska. I mean, God, look at Nick Jans. I mean, anybody who's ever gone into the bush, I hand them Last Light Breaking. Impossible not to.
I love that book.
Oh, God, it's incredible.
If you could say it out loud, I love Nick Jans, too.
Yeah.
You know.
He's kind of hard not to love.
Or Seth Kantner. I mean, there's just really tremendous people writing.
Yes.
You're absolutely right. We're going to take a break, come back with questions for our panel. Woo, questions from the panel.
For tickets to the More of North show, send an email request to moreofnorth@gmail.com.